Hi everyone. So now that we have practiced learning the basic angles, the 180, the 90, the 270, and the 360, and then we've been introduced to our protractor, we've learned how to read angles that are already drawn, and we practice drawing angles using the protractor. So now we're doing what is called adjacent angles. Adjacent just means beside. If you're adjacent to something, you are beside them. So I'm going to go ahead and put that up here in a think bubble. So all that means is that we are talking about angles that are beside each other. So our question is, what is the measure of angle CDE? So if I look over here, I have to find the measure of CDE in order, and right now all I see is the measure of GDE. So what we have to do is we have to use what we know. So I'm going to write it in angle form, and then I'll write the degrees under it so you see how you find the measure of both of them. And just think of it, you have this angle and this angle, they're right beside each other, they're adjacent, and we're going to put them together. And if we put them together, that means we have to add them. So we have to add them. So we need to find the angle of CDG. CDG. And then we have to add that with angle G, D, and E. So we're going to add that with angle G, D, E. All right. And then that's going to give us angle. It's going to give us this angle. It's going to give us the angle of CDE. All right, so that's lots of letters, so that can get a little confusing. So let me go over it again. I did C, I'll use orange. I did angle CDG. And what is that? What is that angle? That's 90 degrees. We know that because of the box. Plus, okay, let's use green for this one. Angle GDE. So now we're going to do angle GDE. And that tells us, what is that? That's, oops, I forgot to put the degrees. 40 degrees. So then, let me go ahead and put my degrees here. In order to find them put together, we talked about they're adjacent, so we can just add them together. So this whole angle together is going to be 90 degrees plus 40 degrees, which is 130 degrees. So we found this whole big angle by knowing what the two little angles are. And then we can figure them out. And since they were adjacent, they were together, we added them. So we're going to be practice doing that today in Think Central. I'll take a picture of this so you can write it in your notes. But before we stop, I want to do one more together. So I'm going to go ahead and take this down. And let's get the right markers out. Okay, so let's draw our angle. Okay, so we have our adjacent angles. Let's give them some letters. Let's make this one A, B, C, and D. All right, and the angle that we know is this one. This is 45. This one's a little tricky. Okay, so I want to know what the angle of, okay, so I want to know what is the angle, not angle C, B, and D. I want to know this angle. I want to know C, B, and D. So this is a little different because you might have to do this one too. We have to think about what we know about the partnership between addition and subtraction. So we're going to write what we know. We know ABC. We know that angle ABC plus angle CBD equals the angle ABD. Okay, so this is the one that we want to find out. That's the one that we want to find out. Let me move this down just a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right, so what do we know? We know, do we know angle ABC? ABC? We do. What is that angle? We know that it's 45 degrees. Do we know what this angle is? Nope, so let's put a box there. Now, do we know what angle ABD is? Look very closely. What does that form? That's the right angle, isn't it? So we know that ABD is 90 degrees. So then we have to think, what plus 45 is going to give me 90? What plus 45 is going to give me 90? And if I want to do a quick thought over here, it's 90 minus 45. So I take away 10 minus 5 is 5. So this is my thought right here. Oh, so that means angle CBD is also 45 degrees. So you can find it both ways. You can find it where you might know the big angle and you're trying to find out one of the little angles, or like on our chart here, where we knew both of the little angles and we had to find the big angle. So we're going to be practicing doing that today.